What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Space Coast Industry Leaders. We've had some awesome people on today, but I'm really excited about this one. We have John Curri, a legend in Space Coast real estate. I think a lot of people know his name. So excited to have him on the podcast, kind of talk about his past, talk about the future, and everything in between. So, John, thank you for coming on, man.
Glad to be here.
So I wanted to start with, how did you get into real estate?
Well, many moons ago, I'd say 20-some years ago, I started buying commercial real estate and residential real estate with an agent that I had.
Okay.
And I slowly became more interested in the investments that I was buying versus the business that I was running.
Yeah.
And I sold that business 21
What was that business?
years ago. It was a wireless company.
Okay.
We kind of started I started the fix-it fix-it cell phone stores.
Yeah, there probably wasn't iPhones 20 years ago.
They weren't iPhones, yeah. So I started fixing cell phones back in the day.
Okay.
Out of the trunk of my car, and then it turned into more of an accessory business, if you will. So we started, design manufacturing cases for phones and different types of chargers and flashing batteries and all kinds of cool things. And that turned into 156 locations in 38 states.
No way.
And I sold the company when I was 26.
Wow. When did you start it? How old were you?
22.
Okay, so in 4 years, you scaled that much.
4.5 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so obviously you were getting into real estate then at that point. You're getting excited about it?
I love the fact that it was like passive income.
Yeah.
And it was like a lot less brain damage.
Yeah.
If you will.
I mean, my gosh, all those locations that you had, that is, how do you manage all that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Got stolen from all the time. Got people lying, cheating, stealing. But at the end of the day, you just had to make sure there was more in the kitty for you than there was everybody else. But I'm just kind of teasing. But it was a good ride. I met a lot of interesting people along the way. Helped a lot of people. They helped me. And I met some really, really good friends in the business. And it just really helped me grow professionally as a business owner as well as a person. And I kind of grew up quicker than most people, I guess, in their 20s.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think most people are selling a business by 26.
Yeah,
that's a little rare. So you got into it with an agent, just buying some property.
I did.
And then, how long did it take you until you're like, let me really get into this?
I would say that it was about 3 years.
Okay,
3.5 years.
And then, so did you get it just to do your own real estate?
I did. So I basically was, just like kind of, wanted to be like the investor guy.
Yeah.
And brought my realtor with me, and we had a conversation with her, and I said, I'm going to open up a real estate office. And she says, well, how are you going to do that? You've never run a real estate company before. I says, well, that's the big challenge. That's what I like to do.
Yeah. I don't know yet.
Never knew how to fix a cell phone before.
Yeah.
Taught myself. Never knew how to sell a piece of real estate. So we had a conversation, and I said, she said, well, what does this mean for me? And I said, well, if you come work with me, then I'll keep buying properties from you. If you don't, then we may not be able to do that, have that arrangement. And it was kind of a joke. And she said, well, when do I start?
How do I start? How do I get in?
Well, give me about 30 days. I'll put this thing together. We started, it was about 19 years ago. I think 2003.
Okay.
Opened up a brokerage company and didn't know what I was doing.
Wow. Was it the same thing then? Was it called the same thing?
It was Curri Properties. Yeah. And we
Okay.
started originally, she was doing residential and I started in commercial. Mm-hmm. So I was trained.
Is that what you were buying solely?
I was working on some development. Okay. I was buying commercial properties, yes, and I was trying to migrate from residential to commercial. Okay, because I had bought some residential stuff, and it was cool, but I wanted to go to the next level.
Yeah,
real estate boom came, 2005, and I got to tell you, it was just so easy to sell residential real estate, that I found myself working primarily with residential real estate. Ended up getting my license shortly after. Never had my license when I first opened up the business. And then, I don't even know what to tell you. 19 years later.
Wow.
I'm sitting here with you.
So, what a day. Yeah. Okay, so you were doing real well. It was real easy to sell real estate in like 05, and then starting to get towards 08 then. How did business go at that point? Obviously, a lot of people were hurting. A lot of people dropped out.
Yeah, a lot of people
So
did.
you're still here 19 years later.
I am, yeah. I guess something to say for that. But, I guess God's been on my side. But, in the beginning, when I was going I was doing like commercial, and then I was trying to get into residential. Mm-hmm. I opened the business originally because I wanted to open a boutique real estate firm that catered in luxury real estate. Okay. And so that's where we were. It was kind of like waterfront luxury. Yeah. Was where I spent all my efforts. And so, things started getting a little bit tough, started drying up a little bit. And at that point, it didn't really matter if it was high end or low end. Everything was kind of drying up.
Yeah.
And I created a sales program that really got me through a couple years of real estate.
Okay.
That was, I'll sell your house in 99 days or my commission will be free.
Nice.
And,
that's a big pitch to somebody, you know?
Did. And we did really well with that. I got burned a few times.
But you came out ahead.
Yeah, I was very confident in the fact that I'd be able to sell your house. And a lot of the reasons why we were able to sell their houses, people's homes, is because we took a personal interest in it and we would, make sure it was presentable, right? Yeah. So if you didn't have much money and you were, wanting to get your X amount of money for your house because you needed to or the bank needed you to,
yeah,
we would go ahead and make some repairs and make sure your house looked really good.
Yeah, you would do it for them.
Yeah, for me, it's about taking care of people and making sure that those people don't leave any money on the table. Because if I was a listing agent and I'm working for my grandmother per se, you're
going to try to get her everything.
I want to get her everything, right? So I just treated everybody like family.
Yeah, everybody's grandma.
That's it.
Cool. So is Realty World now like the name of the brokerage? Because I saw that you guys have done some kind of switch.
We did. So after 6 long years of searching for something a little bit bigger and better, and flying all over the country and interviewing different types of franchises and brokerages and stuff like that, we landed on Realty World.
Is Realty World a franchise?
It is.
Okay.
It is 550 locations in the world.
Wow, that's a lot.
About 200 in the U.S. Started in 1973. It's a very established brand. It's been around for 50 years.
Okay.
And it's a California-based company out of Newport Beach.
Okay. So why were you looking for this?
Looking for something to be able to help myself, my sales manager, and our staff to be able to have a few more resources, right? Some
better systems.
Yeah, you're always looking for the better procedures and systems and training platforms and things of that nature. And we wanted to scale up.
Yeah, that makes sense. So has that been beneficial so far, you think?
It really has. We've made some tremendous strides in since we joined in April. It's just been fantastic, and we really feel that it will be really help us and catapult us for the next few years to come. So we're excited about all the things that are going on with that, and I'm involved with them on a corporate level as well too. So
cool.
I've definitely got a little bit of say in some of the systems and procedures, and I'm learning a lot from these guys. And
I bet
Lisa Gertis, who is the managing broker of the company and the CEO, is just fantastic. Nice.
So a little birdie told me, had a little insider information, that you guys have some pretty incredible sales meetings at your office. So I was told they're just full of energy, full of excitement. They get you going, and there's always fresh content every time. It's not just like the same 30-minute meeting where you go in and you're
really.
Yeah,
I'm a little blown away by that.
Well,
that makes me feel good.
Yeah, good. So
I didn't know we were going to talk about that.
It was a cool conversation I had, but I wanted to ask about that. And so I think it's tough growing a team. I think a lot of people that watch this are going to be business owners, entrepreneurs, and so they probably feel that struggle a lot of times about keeping the motivation in the company. So I kind of want to just talk about your thoughts going into those meetings, how you kind of prepare for them, how you get people talking about it like that.
We appreciate it. We start with a needs and a wants list, so I meet with my management team and we talk about all the things that that have occurred over the past 30 days. Mm-hmm. And, during different types of markets, there's different questions. And so we start with, what are people asking for? Mm-hmm.
And consumer, you mean?
Consumer. What are the agents asking for?
Okay.
What's happening in the marketplace? And then that's usually 50% of the meeting, right? So it's a needs assessment, if you will. Mm-hmm. And then the other part of it is that, because I'm in the trenches with everybody else. I mean, trust me, the trenches are not so bad, but I play it up a little bit. So I'm selling with the
You're
other
not
agents.
just monitoring the whole thing, supervising.
I'm not. So it's a little bit different type of brokerage, right? Because I'm very active in the marketplace. So, whenever I was learning real estate from, different people I was following or sales seminars I'd go to, mm-hmm. some people that were trainers, I could tell either never were good at selling real estate. They just didn't talk about it, right? They were motivators, but they really never were in the business much.
Right.
Or if they were in the business years ago, and they're talking about, when I was an agent, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I
felt
want
out of touch.
Yeah, I want to be that guy and that's in the trenches. So when somebody comes to me and asks me a question, I say, that happened to me 3 weeks ago. This is how we handled it. Escalation clauses and way to get people's hard money deposits and all of these things and how to help people, stay a little bit more in line with the contract. So all of these things that I share with the agents are things that I've gone through personally. Yeah. And then issues and concerns that I've answered for other agents. And I always believe that, just like a lot of people in sales, you got to look at the positive stuff, right? Yeah. So for me, I just ignore a lot of things. A lot of people will maybe think that I just don't pay attention. Trust me, I pay attention. You just choose
to put that off to the side.
I can't tell you how many things fall on deaf ears.
Yeah.
And I choose to not react to all of those things that really don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can definitely make a choice every day. Like, what matters the most? How do you always make like a positive day out of it?
Absolutely.
There's a lot of fires to put out all the time, no matter what. So
it's not really what happens. It's not really what comes your way.
Yeah.
It's actually how you react to it.
Right.
If you think about it, right? Because we can only control the way we react.
Yeah.
So I take all that into consideration. I get up in the morning. I hype myself up a little bit, and I'm very glad to see that people like my sales meetings. That makes me feel good. So I always try to make sure that they're very positive and energetic.
Yeah.
And we talked earlier. I don't do much caffeine, so I try to stay away from it. So I usually wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning. It's funny. We're talking about that. I wake up in the morning with the same energy as I do when I go to bed.
Really?
It's actually pretty odd. But you know what?
That's a blessing right there.
But I haven't heard many people say that I was pretty normal. So
yeah. I mean, I wake up with a good amount of energy, but by the end of the day, I'm ready. But each day I wake up, we're ready to go.
Good.
So I want to talk a little bit about how many offices do you guys have?
So right now we've got the Satellite Beach office.
That's your main office?
Yep, sure is. That's the main. I've got the Indialantic office.
Okay.
And we're actually getting ready to open a third.
Oh, really?
So Rockledge, Vieira.
Nice.
December 1.
Okay. So how is that managing the 3 offices?
Well, it's right now.
Or 2 plus 1.
Yeah, 2 plus. It's not right now. Basically, we are. We pride ourselves on being your neighborhood realtor, which is our little trademark
slogan.
Our little slogan. And so basically, most of the people are working from satellite right now.
Okay.
And
because it's pretty central.
It is. It's really central for us. And whether you're at Cocoa Beach or Merritt Island or whatever, even Indialantic and Melbourne, it's not so bad. But what we're doing is we brought on Realty World, right, to scale our business, help scale our business. Obviously, it's all about people, so we do need the right people. We realize that.
Yep.
But we're going to find out pretty soon.
Yeah.
I've done it before, many locations before, and it's not easy. But you know what? When you get the right people, it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, so you're obviously going to have people managing each location.
We are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You can't do everything.
Nah.
Yeah, that's
I like to manage the managers.
Yeah.
No, I like to work side by side with my management team and my agents. And, if the buck stops at me, sometimes it's tough. So I always like to make sure that I'm working in tandem with other people.
Yeah.
Whether it's a project or if it's a perpetual thing that we're doing at the office, but I always have usually somebody with me along the way.
Yeah, it's interesting that you're still, like you say, kind of in the trenches, selling real estate while you're doing all this. I mean, that's a lot to be doing, but you seem to be doing it pretty well. So you're opening another location, and you also have a couple other businesses within the real estate sector. Is that right?
Yeah, I do. I basically tell everybody that I'm in real estate and construction.
Okay.
So when it comes to different facets of real estate. All my stuff is real estate centric, if you will. So we do have some other specialty services that we do with real estate being the main focus, and then other partnerships with people who help me run those other entities.
Yeah, it probably makes it easier if you're maybe taking on a listing that needs a roof or something like that. You probably have some kind of vertical within your business that can help handle that.
Lots of verticals within that space, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's like I know a guy that I can trust, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a guy.
Got a guy.
So what's your hot take on the market right now? A lot of people are interested in interest rates. A lot of people are a little scared. I think there's a lot of things going on. What's your hot take?
Yeah. I'm excited about it. I just love change. I like different.
Yeah.
I just...
people have been real used to this crazy 2020, 2021.
You know what? I'm embracing it. I love it. I tell you, the market was so good for so long. I had thought that there was going to be a change in the market fourth quarter of 2019.
Right.
And I was completely wrong.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, 2020 comes and I'm like, oh, I was off by a year.
2021.
Hyper embargo. 2021.
Yeah.
I was wrong. 2022, all of these changes in the marketplace actually help.
Yeah.
You can't just keep going hyper, up, and up. It's just not healthy.
No.
So for me, you know what? It's a way for people to really dig deeper, to understand their business.
It's not quite as easy. You got to have a little more skill.
Not quite as easy. Go back to the basics.
Yeah.
Build those relationships with people. Find the money. Find the people that are buying. Find the people who are selling. I've got clients that buy and sell in any market.
Yeah.
It's just, what are they buying? What are they paying? And what is their appetite? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you just have to, make sure that you're focused on that. And
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, a lot of people are doing a lot more marketing now too. They're realizing that you kind of have to.
And that's what I love, is the marketing part. So I think for me, I get a little bit more excited about times like this because I feel like I get more creative.
Yeah.
We talked about that 99-day program.
Right.
Right now we're running a different program, which has been very helpful for our
what are you running?
Clients. Right now, we go back to grandma. We'll talk about, remember I was talking an example about grandma. So, we'll give you up to $20,000 to fix your home or your property if you list with us. I
mean, it's pretty enticing.
Now, the $20,000 is so you don't have to pay it up front. There is a part of the program is that you'll pay us back at closing. But I just can't see selling somebody's house for $369 because they have a bad roof.
Yeah.
When I could sell it for $429 with a good roof, and the roof only costs $15,000.
Right. Yeah. And so is that basically an interest-free?
It is.
Loan that they get to pay back
it's just
at the
interest-free.
At closing?
There's no strings or anything like that. And a lot of people say,
just get more money out of it.
Yeah, Curry, what's your strings attached? There's no strings. The thing for me is that obviously we want to help people. We want to meet people, and we feel like it's a good way for us to get in contact with them.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what else do you have going on in the world right now? As if that's not enough, do you have any projects or ventures coming up that you're excited about?
Projects or ventures? I've had a little bit more time lately. I got both kids are off in college.
Nice.
So it's been a couple years since they've done that. The wife and I are building a house.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any super fun features with this house that you're looking forward to?
Super fun features.
You got like a nice wine cellar or something?
Not a cellar.
Okay.
The bar is going to be really cool.
Nice.
Lots of cool lighting, stuff like that.
That's fun.
The main focus, I think, is the garage.
Yeah. See, now we're talking. I'm a garage guy.
Yeah. So I was. We were walking the house the other day that we had poured the slab, and my wife said, "Are we building a house or a garage?" I said, "Well, I'm building a garage."
Yeah, you can have the house.
You can have the house. So it. There were some other comments made after that, but it was pretty fun. But
yeah, that's cool.
I'm an avid RV guy. So I've been coming up on 17 years. I've had a motor coach.
Wow.
And so when I'm not, selling real estate or, in locally doing stuff, I'm in the bus and we're driving all over. I just got back from North Carolina last night.
What part?
Lake Lure. It's, on your way to Asheville, I-26.
That's fun.
Headed west.
I'm about to go to Asheville in 3 weeks or so.
Killer, man. Yeah, the leaves are nice. Different scenery. We had a really good time. We,
so cool.
Nice apple orchards, babbling creeks, nice,
Have you
foliage.
been to every state?
No, I actually do have that map.
Like on the side of the RV? On the
side of the RV.
Like I've been to all these.
All the stickers, the whole deal. So, I've been to 70%, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite one so far?
Don't do that to me.
I know.
I like them all for what they are.
I feel like my favorite's probably Oregon that I've been to.
Oregon. So, haven't been to Oregon.
Okay.
My favorite probably so far in the RV is Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado's amazing.
So I
had the opportunity to go to the top of Pikes Peak once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty, quite a view.
Yeah,
it's like 15,000 feet or something like that. So you can see a ways.
Jackson Hole and that whole region of the country is my next. I'm going to tackle that next.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But that's quite a far drive, so we'll break that up amongst a couple different, few weeks or whatever.
Well, man, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything you want to leave the people with? Any kind of little piece of energy that you can bring to them that you bring to your sales team?
Piece of energy. Well, I can tell you what I tell my salespeople is hope is not a success plan.
Yeah.
So, my biggest thing is I've always loved Nike. Just do it.
Just do it. Just get out there and actually get it done.
It's always like I'm an action guy, right? So I love to talk about it. I love to, come up with different types of ways to handle certain situations. But at the end of the day, when you get up in the morning, you know what you have to do? Just do
run.
it.
Yep.
You got to run and just do it.
Yeah. I just heard somebody the other day say, learning is fine, but you got to make sure that you do after you learn.
Yeah.
You can't just learn, and that's it. So.
And you have to do what you love.
Yeah.
If you wake up every morning, you love what you do. Makes
it a lot easier.
My dad told me when I was a kid, he says, look, if you get up in the morning and do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And honestly, I feel like I've worked a few days in my life.
Yeah.
But a lot less than most people.
That's cool.
Because I really love what I do.
That's awesome. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Hopefully we can have you back on again sometime.